nearly Christmas time, so you know what that means. Right? You know what that means, getting to see a zillion TikTok, Instagram reels about people freaking out in malls and Best Buys and everything else for Black Friday. But no, so actual Gymshark related announcement. So it's not like this isn't new every year, but starting the 16th, they're doing a full site-wide, not everything 50% off, but in that range. So it's like some stuff will be 20, some will be 30, some will be 50, but plus the SAM code, 96% sure it's code SAM10. But if it's just code SAM, I'll make sure I add it, like right here. Then that 10% would stack. So I've got to look and see exactly what's what. But that means some of this stuff, if you add the code as well, is going to be 60% off, because it'll be the 50 plus the 10. So that'll there's a couple days until then. That'll be next week on the 16th. That actually starts. Not to spoil the fun for anybody who just ordered something today, but yeah, that's so that's going to be going on basically. We'll just kind of have to see. But yeah, that'll start on the 16th. And speaking of buying clothes, I realized that I did not pack a swimsuit, and honestly, those are probably the worst thing for me to even shop for, just because they're like, at least with regular athletic shorts, and I always get the baggier ones anyway, they've at least got some stretch to them, like there's some give. But swim trunks are very just like stiff. Like I don't know if it's like the polyester or some kind of linen something, but usually it just ends up being rocking the shorts as trunks. But I'll look around, because I definitely want to get my toes in the sand later today. I'll just try not to get burnt, because I haven't really been in the sun for quite a while, and I don't need to turn pink. The last thing I want is a freaking sunburn, because then I'd feel it every time I bench or do anything or do a freaking row. Like, I don't know, maybe I got to get some sunscreen too. But that's going to be my sort of chore on the return journey from this quad day. I'll add a little extra, like I'll do a little bit of hamstring warm up and adductor, but the star of the show is quads. And these last couple days with the loop kind of got thrown around, because I did arms, but then I didn't post the arm day because I wanted to post the chest day on the same day that I hit it. So the loop is getting a little bit funky. But no, so today's gonna be quads at a powerhouse, which actually looks pretty cool. So I guess we'll just see how cool it ends up being. Every gym's gonna have a leg extension, and honestly, right now, for me to get a quad pump, I couldn't care less if every leg press and every squat rack was out of commission. As long as there's a leg press or a leg extension that's intact, well, then I'm good. Give me a couple leg extension supersets, some heavy ones, some light squeezing ones, add some sissy squats as a superset. My quads are going to be pumped, and hopefully a little bit veiny today. Like I'm getting, probably next month, just sitting, I should have a couple quad veins just out and about, and that's what I really want to see. The veinier, the better. But the last time I was at a powerhouse on the beach, it was around Hilton Head. I'm not sure exactly if it was like inland or if it was actually on the island, but it was sweet. I've had a bunch of old pictures from in there. I was like, maybe 17 at the time, like 180, maybe 170 something, and then I really wish that I could go back to it, but COVID, I think the story is COVID took it out and they had to shut it down or just like move, I don't know. But yeah, that was a cool gym. So who knows, maybe this will be essentially the successor. But I'm actually getting a little bit distracted. You might be able to see it in the background in a minute. There's some freaking aerial planes flying around over there. 3 of them just did a backflip, and they're leaving a smoke trail. I was about to say let's just get in there, but now I kind of want to see this. Nah, this is sweet. Yeah, this is a nice little bump to the mood of just being out in the sun before I have to go back to Ohio and see some, not exactly doom and gloom, but it's a little bit nicer when it's brighter. That's for sure. I still definitely fall for that kind of being subject to my surroundings. A little hot though, a little hot. I think that's actually one more thing I gotta add to the list, is getting some freaking shorts, because all I brought were pants. So yeah, we'll see. But in terms of knees, honestly, I feel pretty good. Like, you know, not that I know for sure, but once I get warmed up, I'll actually be able to tell, like, okay, do I want to maybe lean into some heavier sets? If my knees are feeling a little bit tender, then that might make me think that I want to go a little bit lighter and just do some squeezing stuff. But no, that's freaking cool. Yeah, I've never seen this shit before in real life. That's just a little day bonus for me. Just 2 days ago, I was in Ohio, and I said, oh, I saw a hot air balloon. Isn't that freaking cool? That's sweet. But yeah, all right, no more chatting. Let's stop freaking looking at these planes and get this workout started. I warmed up for a squat, and then I did 1 rep of 4 plates. Yeah, I was feeling good. I'm like, oh, let's go crazy today. Nah, squats are off the table. So instead, today's very simple. I'm just kind of camping out, busting out different leg extension sets a little quicker. So really, I'll just show the one. I already did like 5, and then cut to the quad pump. So this is a little more just a gym trip instead of a full-on workout. All right. A few more of those. Then let's just cut to a quad pose down. Yeah, not so crazy. Just a couple sissy squats in there. I think it was like 7 sets total. Rest period a little lower because that didn't go so hefty. But let's see how we're looking quad wise. Yeah, it's pretty dim in here. Like there's dark, and then there's like I almost got to back up a little bit further. Let's see. What about this? I gotta do one more. Let me do a quick little. Make sure we're in focus. Close enough. But yeah, starting to see a little bit of actual like outer quad, mid quad, teardrop. And that's what I want to see. It's like the crazier and more interesting all this looks down here, as well as wider, it adds to like your whole just broadness. Like I definitely want to sort of feel like here, like glutes to midsection shrinks into nothingness, and then quads and shoulders and everything else get extra wide. So it just gives you that kind of inverted Dorito, like double pyramid kind of look. But I think enough of that. Let's freaking roll. Sorry that was so quick. All right. Yeah, arms is gonna be nutty in there tomorrow. Or I might do back. It's gonna be one or the other. But either way, let me plug in the freaking directions. There we go. Yeah. So, meal-wise today was very good. Just a couple of, had a Quest bar, which, you know, some might say you're cheating on your diet because you're eating like sugar replacement xylitol. And honestly, if you eat too much of that kind of stuff, it will totally just throw your gut into twists. You know, if you've ever been there where you ate a bunch of those just because you were like you were gonna grub on something, you were gonna eat something off plan, but at least if you're eating like a low calorie, like kind of protein bar alternative, well then it's like, you know, a little bit of a better situation. But no, couldn't really be more wrong there. At least if you have more than a few, like you've got room for a couple sort of like tricks like that, like the low carb buns, like using those for some like some ground beef, fat-free cheese, zero sugar barbecue sauce, kind of a sloppy Joe sort of diet friendly version. Like, you know, you have a plate of 2 of those, you're good. But if you slam too many of those kind of low carb buns or like the high fiber stuff or whatever, it kind of just takes a weird toll, because you know there's just not really something that's a legit hack like that. You know, like you can hack your diet by eating foods that are like a little more on the filling side. Like I've been getting these little salad packets, like a Mediterranean pre-chopped salad, and then instead of using the included dressing, which is like 35 grams of olive oil worth of, you know, whatever kind of oil, vinegar, like something or other Italian dressing, just use like a zero sugar kind of sweeter version of something, like a low carb vinaigrette sort of deal. And then, well, boom, that's a big ass bowl of, right, you know, sure, it's just different kind of chopped vegetables and things. It's not like full of protein or full of carbs or anything, but it's very filling, right? It's a meal that actually makes me feel full, to the point where the likelihood that I'm going to actually cheat on my diet later and actually say like, okay, I got to eat something, I got to just, like, I got to grub, it just doesn't happen as much, you know. And as easy as people can describe it, I don't think there's a legit diet anybody's doing where they're not trying it all. Like you can't get around at least a little bit of effort in just, I better not eat that right now. I'm dieting, that's the point. I'm not going to go get like 3 double stacks. Right? I'm going to go home, eat my canned chicken or my canned tuna, and I'm going to be happy about it. Right? Some people can't do that, so if you can, then you're ahead of the curve, right? You're part of that 1% that can actually kind of chill out their natural instinct of, ooh, that tastes good. Instantly, you know, get it down. But yeah, so that's the plan for the rest of today. Probably do a little grocery trip just to get some stuff and then keep chilling, you know. But so yeah, it's, I don't know if you're from Florida, or if you are, then you know what I'm talking about. But everybody drives like they're freaking crazy over here. And you'd think Florida, like everybody would be older, so they'd all drive slower. Like, no, it's like it's freaking mayhem. It was kind of funny though. I predicted this pretty well. I got a picture. I don't know if I'll remember to overlay it onto the video, but it was this guy with this truck. I don't know what it had. It had like a refrigerator on it, just a regular pickup, and a bunch of other stuff. And he had 2 ratchet straps just going around the whole truck, like not even like, you know, attached to like some clear bolts or like loops or whatever. And he had the excess strap just flying around, like, you know, going 1.5 feet past his back tires. So I'm trying to keep up with him on the highway, because I'm like, I want to see this shit happen. And then he's going 90. I'm only going 80 something on the side. So he passes me, and then 10 minutes later, I see him pulled over on the side of the road, and one of the ratchet straps was gone. I really wish I could have seen that with my eyes. Like, you know, nothing flew off or anything, but yeah, just I don't know, that was just kind of funny for me. But I'll try not to get hit by any crazy ass freaking driver. Go get some more protein in my system and stay extra freaking hydrated. That's one more thing on the list, is some kind of diet soda. That is a staple of my kind of sweet tooth satisfying approach, is always be kind of sipping on something. Makes it easier not to just, you know, want to go back to the house or the kitchen or whatever and go freaking crazy. But good lift, kind of very quick, like that wasn't too wild, so that was just a solid pump. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I'll see you then.